Hello guys, my name is Zerx, and today I'm going to give you another gameplay commentary. Today I'm going to be talking about something interesting, because that is what I do. And so today I'm actually going to be finishing up the last part of this little series I'm having. Not really a series, just kind of a... It sounds like there's a flying saucer landing outside. What the hell is going on? Okay, I have no idea what that is, and well, I guess, I hope you guys don't hear that. That might get annoying. Anyway, I'm going to be finishing up the last part of this series, which is talking about the Battle of 300, which is actually called the Battle of Thermopylae. And so, yeah, when we left off last, I believe... Oh yeah, okay, we were at the Hot Gates, and Xerxes was about to attack the Spartans, and, well, all the Greeks that were, like, lined up in the Hot Gates and in that choke point and like walling it off. And so Xerxes had just waited for 4 days, and so now Xerxes is about to attack. Right, okay, so Xerxes is poised to attack, and so he's moving in on these, well, actually more than 300, more like 5,000 according to Herodotus's account. There are 2.6 million Persians moving in on these 5,000 Greeks. So actually, before Xerxes sent out his army to attack, he sent out another messenger type guy to see if Leonidas would lay down his weapons. And so obviously, because Leonidas is a badass, he said no. So again, the messenger was like, okay, I'm gonna ask you again more forcefully this time. Lay down your weapons. And, you know, probably a threat in there or something. And Leonidas at this point, he says something that is actually, it is in the movie, and I can't believe he actually said it because it's so badass. He says, "Come and get them." And that actually happened. And so what happens the first day is, so this is what happened. As the Persians moved in, they sent in these, not really the immortals yet. If you remember from the movie, there are these elite units called the immortals. But those don't really come into play yet. At this point, it's just the regular infantry type guys. And so they're moving in on this big wall of Spartans. And so the thing is that because of this phalanx... oh my god. Okay. I'm going to look you up. Phalanx or phalanx. It is actually phalanx or phalanx. Okay. So because of this phalanx or phalanx formation, they're able to line up, and so what happens is when those guys go in there, once the Persians move in, they can't just get through and just like start attacking them individually. They have to take this whole wall of Spartans. And so what happened is, like, they've got, the Spartans have their spears pointing out, and, you know, over this wall of shields. And so it's kind of layered like that. So you've actually got like several layers of spears protruding out. So let's say you're one of these Persian footmen and you want to go kill some Spartans and you don't want to get fucked. So what you do is you walk up there, but you've got a problem because this is a nearly impenetrable defense. So it's actually really hard to do any damage. You can't really do it unless you get into the, like one of the cracks in between the shields, you know, because the shields aren't like perfectly overlapping or anything like that. But see, the problem with that is that if you're a Persian, all you have is a wicker shield and not a bronze shield or whatever the aspis was, and your spear is actually shorter. So if you try to get in there, you're gonna get stabbed, and you can't really block it because all you got is this shitty wicker shield. And if you know what wicker is, you know, it's just like, I guess it's kind of like straw, like just bound together really tightly. It's not that strong, especially compared to like something like metal. And so what happened is that like these these Persians just got raped. They obviously didn't have as good of a position, and their equipment wasn't as good, and their training definitely wasn't as good because Spartans are fucking hardcore. And so the Spartans just raped them. So effectively what happened is that this whole first wave of Persians was just demolished, and only 2 or 3 Spartans died. And I'm not actually sure how many Persians died in this first wave, but it was the entire first wave. And I'm sure that was a lot, like several thousand, I'm sure. And so on the same day, in just another advance, Xerxes was like, okay, shit, we are fucked. I mean, not exactly fucked, but this is not good. So I'm gonna bring out the big shit. And so at that point, he decided to bring out the Immortals. And so if you remember from the movie, the Immortals were this just like elite group of Persians. And so they had like the metal faceplates and all that. And I don't think that actually happened in real life, but yeah, they were badasses in real life for sure. And so they're moving in there, and they really didn't do that much better. There were about 10,000 of these Immortals, and when they moved in, the Spartans, what they did is they started to retreat, but it wasn't a real retreat. So imagine you're walking in there with your friends, and they're all badasses because you're an Immortal right now. And so you're walking into this big line, and then you see like all these Spartans just like peel out and run away. And so you're running in after them, and then they just totally turn on you, and then they rape you. I mean, not really rape you because that's kind of disgusting, but they stab you, not with their penises, with their spears, and they kill you, and then you're dead. And so that's basically what happened. The Spartans feigned retreat, and then as the Immortals ran after them, they just turned on them and completely caught them off guard and destroyed them. So that was the first day. And actually, that is where I'm going to have to leave it for now. I didn't mean to do that actually this time. I thought I could wrap it up in 3 parts, but I guess not. That's okay. If you guys like this, well, I've got the next 2 days of battle coming up soon. So if you guys enjoyed this, well, you should definitely like the part 4, I'm hoping. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, well, that's awesome. If you didn't, you have some constructive criticism, I would really appreciate that, actually, because that should help me if it's actually good constructive criticism. And yeah, that would be all for me today, so bye.